everybody, and welcome to the park on this beautifully sunny day. So let's get going. If you like this video, don't forget, give me the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Today we're going to be focusing on strengthening our hip flexors and our thighs. We need to keep that nice and strong from walking up and down those stairs. Do you ever get a little niggle here and a little bit of stiffness? These are the exercises for you. Starting off, just let's get ready by standing parallel feet, hip distance apart, pulling that tummy in, tucking that tailbone under, soften that knees gently and rotate those shoulders up and down to feel the length in the spine and stand beautifully tall, reaching the crown of the head. Okay, now finding our center of gravity first so that we keep our balance. We're just going to see if we can just gently rock forwards to toes and heels, nice and gently. Now notice my arms go in the opposite direction to my weight, so I keep nice and balanced. I get smaller and smaller until I feel my whole foot engaged with the floor, and I can really feel the linear feeling of my body reaching up to the ceiling, nice and tall through the crown of the head. Just to make sure that I'm nice and balanced, I'm just going to draw a little circle with my hips. One way, nice and gently, keep pulling up out of that waist. Get smaller and smaller and smaller until you feel completely on top of your center of gravity, and try the other way, making sure you really understand how to keep control of that balance. Very gently, only small, get smaller and smaller until you feel that center of gravity and the pull up through that tummy, up to the center of that spine, into the crown of the head, reaching really tall. You almost could feel that you could just float away from the floor onto your toes. Well done. Okay, now take that in breath through the nose with that lift and release your chosen foot to the tip of the toe and bring it into that ankle. So you're really feeling the supporting leg really pulling up and keeping nice and strong. If at any point you feel you need the support of a chair or a wall to help support, that's okay. If you're feeling strong, stand nice and free and keep pulling up. So we're just going to take a squeeze of that thigh on that soft knee and rotate it out so that the tip of the toe just swivels on that floor, just to rotate in that hip nice and gently to warm it up. So we squeeze and rotate, squeeze and rotate. Now we're working that outer thigh and those glutes to strengthen that upper thigh. 4 times, 3 and 4. Now if you're feeling nice and strong, see if you can just lift it to the ankle and pop it down. Breath in and breath out. Now on that out breath, pull the tummy in and stand as tall as you can. 3 and 4, and bring it in. Let's do that on the other side. Breath in to prepare. Breath out, keep pulling up and raise the other foot to the tip of the toes and just draw it into that supporting leg. Keep pulling up in that tummy, tailbone down, shoulders down and long necks. We breath in to slightly close that thigh. Using that inner and outer thigh, we rotate and squeeze open with that thigh. We do that 4 times. We breath in and out. Breath in and out. Breath in and out. That big toe is reaching to the floor, so I've got a little bit of extra support. Now if you're feeling nice and strong, see if you can do that 4 more times. Just raising that foot just off to the ankle. Breath in, take it off and pop it down. Breath in, take it off and pop it down. Breath in, take it off and pop it down. Last time, breath in, take it off and pop it down. Close it, bring it back into parallel hip distance apart feet. Okay, don't stand too wide with those feet. Remember, we're pulling up through the center of gravity, keeping nice and tall. As we breathe in this time, we feel that slight lift back onto that supporting leg, allowing you with the out breath to reach that leg away in parallel line, toes pointing and pulling up to pull it back to flat foot, starting to engage this hip flexor. Let's do that 4 times. We reach it. 1, use your arms to balance, and 2, keep it going. Out breath on the reach, and 4. Let's take it on the other side. Pull up on the other supporting leg and lengthen, and come back, and breath out and back. Pulling up all the time, keep the shoulders down and long necks. Let's repeat it each side. It goes 1 and close, and 2, working this hip flexor, lengthening nice and gentle, and 3 and 4. Again, reach it away, and 2, and again 3 and 4. Now if you want to, you can repeat that all again. Our next exercise is going to be taking that leg just off the floor, so we have more engagement from that hip flexor, and we start to wake up that front thigh as well. So taking those feet, if they've closed in a little bit, a tiny little bit apart, pull up through that tummy, shoulders down, take the arm with the leg to help you remember what you're doing. We reach it just off the floor and bring it back. Out breath, stand nice and tall. 3, and again, and 4. Repeat the other side. Pull up and reach with the out breath. And 2, and again, 3, and again, 4. Let's try that one more time each side. Reach it away with the out breath. 2, and 3. Excellent, keep it going. Last time, other side. Reach it away with the out breath. Nice and controlled and slow. And 3, again, and 4. Well done. Okay, let's extend that. Give yourself a little soft knee and a little bit of a wiggle to give yourself a little bit of a breather before we go again. We're going to now take it up to hip height, but with a soft knee. So we really engage the hip flexor and the thigh a little bit more. Remembering, standing tall in between, squeezing that glute underneath you and tummy in is your first stage of stretching this hip flexor. That is the wake up of the hip flexor. Now, breath in again as we prepare to breath out to raise that leg up just underneath you with a soft knee. So we have this right angle effect. Let me turn slightly sideways so you can see this. Breath in and breath out. Breath in to drop down, breath out to raise. Let's do that 4 times. We go a 1 and pull up. And I can feel this really engaging. Last time, and then we turn to the other side. Take a soft knee and step round. Here we go. Breath in, parallel feet hip distance apart, pull up in the tummy. Get ready. Let's take that arm with the leg, pull up on that supporting leg, breath out to reach it only a little way, just to hip height. 1, and pop it down. 2, and pop it down. 3, and pop it down. 4, and take it down, lift up, engaging here, stretching out before you soften and turn around. We're going to do that once more each side. Here we go. Now, if you want to do it more times each side, you can. Don't overextend yourself though. Break yourself in lightly and increase as the weeks go on. Here we go. Breath in, engage the tummy and the glutes and lift with the out breath. And 2, and down. 3, and down. And 4, pull up. Release, turn around, other side, go straight into it, breath in, we go breath out on the lift, and down, and 2, and down, and 3, and down, and 4, and down, pull up before you release, and come back to your other side. Okay, slightly harder. Now, really lengthening that leg away is really hard work because you're taking the weight away from the center of gravity. So you really pull up in the tummy as well as working this hip flexor and this thigh. So let's take both arms with that leg as we reach it far away from the body, a little bit higher than the first exercise that we did. Just keeping that length. Knee is in parallel line, so facing the ceiling or the sky, wherever you happen to be. Keep it going. We're going to do 8 this time. That's 5. Keep it going. 6, pull up as you release that foot. 7, and last one, 8, and come down, pull up and release. Little wiggle if you want to, and turn to the other side. Okay, here we go, pulling in, parallel hip distance apart. Breath in to prepare, take the weight on that supporting leg. Arms are ready to help you lengthen through that leg. We breath out to reach away, pulling up, out breath. Keep it going, we're going for 8. That's 3, and 4, another 4. We go for 5, and 6, pull up, 7, and 8, and come back down. Take a little release of those knees, wiggle of those hips, and come back to the other side. Okay, now a little bit harder to really get this working. We're going to raise that soft knee in parallel line, but with the lower leg a little bit further away to make it harder work for that hip flexor. So here we go. We're going to pull up to stand. We're going to breath in, we're going to breath out. Now notice my leg is soft, but my knee is not dropping the lower leg right underneath me. It's keeping it further away, and I can feel this thigh working even harder. And then bring it down. Let's do that 4 times. Here we go, pulling up, breath in, breath out. We reach away and plant it back. 2, and back. 3, and back, and 4, and back. Soften the knee, and up, change sides. Here we go, straight into it. 5, and 6, and 7, let's go. We go up, and down, out breath, and down. 3, and 4, take it tall, stand, soften the knees, wiggle it out, and come back to the other side. Okay, we're going to extend that with a little pulse. Here we go, keep going. Now, if the next stage is too much for you, then repeat the previous stage. The next stage is now to take that leg into that soft knee high, and pulse 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, lower 7, drop 8. Okay, one more time, let's do that again. Here we go, breath in, breath out to raise it up and pulse, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, lower 7 and 8. Okay, can we do that 4 times each side? If it's too much, don't do it again. You do it the other side. Here we go, breath in, stand tall, we reach it up, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, lower 7, drop 8. One more time, prepare, take a breather if you need to. We raise it up with the out breath, it goes up, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, drop down and lower and turn to the other side. Let's try that all again on this other side. Breath in, pulling up tall, tailbone under, parallel feet hip distance apart, arms get ready, take the weight on the supporting leg. With the in-breath, out-breath, we raise it up and pulse, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, lower down, release, come up, and again we raise it up, and 2 and 3, try to get hip height if you can, keep it going, 6 and 7, lower down 7, sorry, release, on 8, twice more, here we go. Remember, keep pulling up, don't miscount like I did. Here we go, breath in, breath out to raise, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, lower down. Remember also you can always use a chair or a wall to help support if you need. Breath in, let's go last time, it's out breath, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, plant it down, pull up before you release, and give it a little bit of a wiggle there. Okay, so I have one more, a little bit harder, so if it's too much for you, keep with the previous one. Let's have a go. Remember, we're focusing on this hip flexor here and this side to keep this nice and strong for walking up those terrible stairs that we have in our houses and all about. Here we go, let's go again. Plant yourself nice and strong. Take the weight on the supporting leg, feel that center of gravity. Before you release that leg, we're going to take it up to that first position where we were just working. And we're going to lengthen the leg and pull it back. Lengthen, pull it back. Lengthen, pull it back. Drop it down and release. Let's try that again. Here we go, pulling up. Breath in and breath out to take it into the first position. Lengthen and drop it back. I can feel this really working here. For 3, just for 4, 4, and drop it down. Release, okay. Now you can do that another 2 times if you want to, but just in case it's a little bit too much, let's try the other side first. Here we go, pulling up nice and tall, standing parallel feet, hip distance apart, taking that weight on that supporting leg, pulling up as I peel that foot off, taking it with the out breath into that first position. I'm going to lengthen and drop it back. Feeling this working here, and this thigh working really hard. 4 times, bring it in, stand tall, release. Let's do it all again. Here we go. Pull up, take the weight, breath in as you peel that foot off, breath out as you raise it up. We go, lengthen and draw it back. Out it goes, pull it back, lengthen and pull it back. Last one, lengthen, pull it back. Lift tall to pop it down. And release, well done. Okay, so with all that work on those hip flexors, we need a little bit more of a release before we finish. So what we're going to do is we're going to just step with wide feet. I'm going to step towards the front corner of my imaginary box, close my working thigh into a tight thigh together position, raise it up to parallel line with the foot tapping the knee or just below, and I'm going to rotate and circle it down 4 times and plant nice and even. I'm going to transfer my weight again, breath in, I'm going to use my arm to help me remember where I'm going, and open. Just loosening off this hip line and this hip flex. So we go for 4 and 3 and 2, keep pulling up, and 1. And then we do that all the other side. Here we go. Let's take the weight and the rotation forwards towards that other corner of our box. We're going to draw that leg, that working leg in parallel line up the inside of that supporting leg, rotate it open and step it down and make sure the weight is nice and even. So I have to transfer the weight again. Let's do that 4 times. Here we go. We go breath in, breath out, breath in, out, breath in and out. Keep it controlled, pulling up and stand tall. Last little stretch before we finish. Turn side on. Take that feet parallel hips distance apart. Step the working leg back and then raise it up to the toe. Now very carefully drop the weight nice and even between both feet by softening both knees. You may want to shuffle that back leg back a little bit so you get nice and even weight. I want 2 right angles, one at the front with the foot flat, one at the back with the heel off. So I'm already feeling the stretching out of this hip flexor and this thigh that we've been working on. So if you want to extend that stretch, take the arms forward, and I can already feel this engaging a little bit more just to stretch it out. And if you want to stretch it even more, breathe in as you lift the tummy to the back of the spine, squeeze that glute and just lean back a little bit. So I keep my hips pushing forward so I can feel a bigger stretch right through that hip and that thigh. Hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. And when you're ready to come up, release the head forward, arms back, and swing those arms to help you come nice and safely to that standing position. Let's do that on the other side. Take that parallel hip distance apart position. Step the working leg back. And if it's not too wide, you can shuffle a little bit to get a little bit deeper. Take that back leg into the toe demi-point position. That's raising the heel off. Breath in to pull up. Breath out to soften both knees. Now, if that's too close, you do not want this knee going beyond that toe. That is going to put pressure on your knee, so shuffle it back a little bit. You can hold onto a chair as well. Keep parallel line as you drop down with the out breath. I can already feel this engaging and stretching it out. Now, making sure the weight is even on the front foot and the back toe, holding onto that tummy, reaching those arms out. I can feel that stretch even more, just reaching my arms out. Now, breath in and breath out. If you want to extend it, lean back a little bit. Don't let go of the tummy muscles. Knee, if you want to go nice and low, should be no closer to the floor than half an inch. Now, if it's too much to go deep, you can stay high. You don't have to go this deep. Hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach the head forward and swing to come up nice and safe. If that's just a little bit too much for you, you can just do a little high soft knee lunge instead, just to stretch it out with a little bit of a pulse. Nice and easy. A little bit of a pulse. And come back together. I hope you enjoyed that video. Thanks very much for watching, and don't forget, thumbs up and subscribe.